welcome to Stan the Wine Man TV. I am your host, Stan Rattan, and this is the Blue Collar Wine Show where I help you spend your wine dollars wisely. This will be the last episode I'm doing in regards to Thanksgiving. It's just a couple of days away. This will be up on Tuesday, a couple of days before Thanksgiving, and a lot of you, of course, don't make your mind as to what wine you're going to buy until my busiest day. Guess what day my busiest day is before Thanksgiving? The day before. And actually we sell quite a bit of wine the day of Thanksgiving. So, you know, a lot of people wait till the last minute. I mean, that's just the way it goes. We're all busy, and, you know, a lot of us think, oh God, I need some wine. So we go to the store and get it. What I'm doing today is interesting, and you'll have to bear with me on some of these pronunciations. I am not great with French or German, but these wines are Gewurztraminers from Alsace. And I've always felt like Gewurztraminer is a great matchup with Thanksgiving. It's nutty, a little bit sweet, not all of them, some sweeter than others, but I think it's a great matchup. And these are from Alsace, which I think is probably the best expression of Gewurztraminer, or as we would say, Goo. The best place to get Goo is Alsace. And Alsace is an interesting place because trading back and forth, you know, Germany had it, and France, and Germany and France. There's a lot of German influence in Alsace. You know, the buildings show it, etc., etc. So anyway, we're going to start right off with the Dolfe and Irion Cuvée René Dolfe Gewurztraminer from Alsace, and this is a 2016. So there you go. And you know, with Alsace, you can tell, you look at these bottles, they're just tall bottles. You can tell the Rieslings, the Goos, they all come this way. Give it a little rinse. So many times a Gewurztraminer will be nutty and sweet, all great combinations. And I know maybe some of you say, I don't like sweet wine. You should try an Alsatian Gewurztraminer. I think it might change your mind. It certainly changed my mind. Of course, I love all wines. Let's see what we get on the nose. So this, you can smell the sweetness on the nose. You get a little minerality, which I like. This is something that you don't get in domestic Gewurztraminer, is that minerality that comes from the old world. Although I think there's a lot of good domestic Gewurztraminer. If you don't want to spend 21 bucks on a Goo, you can always go with Columbia Crest, Chateau Ste. Michelle. They're all really, you know, they're pretty decent Gewurztraminers. I get kind of an almond peach. Yeah, just a good nose on this one. I get that kind of wet stone characteristic coming through. A little bit of fig coming through as well. Let's see what we get on the palate. Nice fig component coming through. Peaches for sure, like really ripe peaches with a little fig drizzled, you know, like a fig stuffed peach is what I guess I'm trying to say. Get a little bit of almond coming through, as well as not walnut, but there's definitely a nuttiness to this. I would say I'm going to stick with more almond than walnut, but a little bit of walnut on the back end. Actually, I correct myself. Right at the back end, you get the walnut without the bitterness, you know, because walnuts can be bitter, of course, but this one has no bitterness. You just get the flavor of the walnut. I get a little mango, peach, papaya, almonds, walnut, and fig. Beautiful wine. Well balanced. This would be perfect. I'm just telling you, this would be absolutely incredible. 13.5 alcohol, so yeah, it's up there, but just it dances. It's not heavy. It's not cloying. but it has that sweetness, that perfect to go with the savory foods. If you really want to spoil yourself, this would be a real crowd pleaser. It's 21 bucks, not terrible. Certainly we sometimes tend to spend a little bit more money, especially if we have a smaller gathering of people. We might want to spend a little bit more money on the white wine. Fantastic. I'm gonna go straight up A- A on that. I think that's a beautiful wine. Now let's move on to the next one. This is a vineyard designate from Domaine Weinbach, 2016, from Clos de Capasson, which is Clos is the vineyard, Clos of Capasson, and Capasson was actually some monks that planted the vineyard. And Clos de Capasson is a specific vineyard where they harvest the Cuvée Theo Gewurztraminer from Domaine Weinbach, owned by the Fowler family, Colette Catherine et Laurence Fowler. The Fowlers bought it back in 1898. Pretty cool. The monks had so much to do with the wines and the French, Italian, crazy. Burgundy. Amazing. This rolls in at $37, so this is not chump change for sure. But you start getting into some of these Alsatian Gewurztraminers, you realize that they're worth every dime of what you're paying for them. So this has a little diesel component coming through and some minerality. I'm definitely getting the kind of diesel minerals. A little bit of rubber boot, which is the diesel, but it's more rubber boot than actual diesel. And I'm getting a lot of fruit, which is very typical of old world wines. This one doesn't smell sweet at all. Like the other one, you could tell just from the nose, you know, like you smell ripe peach, you smell ripe fig, you know it's going to be sweet. This doesn't have that. Yeah, a lot of slate rock going through. Let's see what we get on palate. A lot of finesse on this wine. It has a sweetness. It's not overpowering. This one not cloying. Very similar to this one, a little richer than the first one, which you would expect for the money. I mean, you wouldn't expect it necessarily. A little bit more complex. I get not walnut on this one. This is definitely, there is a fig component on this one. Mango, not much peach. Mango papaya more than peach. Lots of fig, a little bit of beeswax coming through on this one, which I like a lot. It dances lightly. It has a lot of finesse, a ton of finesse to it, and very, for lack of a better word, very pretty wine. I don't use those words very often, but it is pretty on the palate. You know, my palate's going, wow, you know, wow, what a good-looking wine, you know, that sort of thing. It is pretty amazing. Yeah, if you have not tried a Gewurztraminer from Alsace, you need to treat yourself with one. They are amazing. I carry a Lucien Albrecht at the store, which I've always liked that one. It's a little bit less money, but the Dolfe et Ilion, I would, you know, definitely choose that over Lucien Albrecht, although I do like Lucien Albrecht. Now the rubber boot, the diesel comes through, but it's not very overpowering. In fact, it's very well balanced. This wine is beautiful across the palate. I could see this with stuffing, sweet potatoes, turkey, all of that. This would be a beautiful wine. I'm going to go AA plus on that. I think that's just gorgeous. Now, moving on to the next one. This is the same producer. This is a Cuvée Laurence, Clos de Capasson. Gewurztraminer, and it is domain Weinbach, and it's owned again by the Colette Catherine A. Lawrence Fuller. Now, a little one up on this one. I'm just going to be fair here. This is $30. Okay, $30. You see the label? Very classy label. I just love the bottles on these. When I open this wine, and this is going to be kind of fun for you guys. When I opened it, there was some liquid coming through the cork. Now, so I smelled it before I started this episode, and I said, you know what? It doesn't smell corked. So corked is when there's taint on the cork, and that gets into the wine, and then that's what makes it corked. But when the cork is leaking, doesn't mean it's corked, just so you know that. That doesn't mean it's corked. Smell will tell you whether it has cork taint. This has, now, because the cork was leaking just a little bit, not for a terribly long time, it gets a little more oxygen. What does oxygen do to wine? Well, in particular with Gewurztraminer, it probably should ramp up the sweetness just a little bit. So even if you had this wine and you saw the cork was wet, don't give up on it. Don't say, oh no, it's corked. Smell it first. You can tell if a wine is corked by the smell. It smells like an old wet book. This doesn't have that smell to it. This has a very much fig and nuts. I get a little bit of peach and interesting tangerine on the backside, and my phone's going nuts. Somebody's trying to text me. Sorry about that, guys. And the reason the texting sounds so loud is because I have my speaker on connected to my Bluetooth. Wow, yeah. Didn't think that one through. Yeah, let's see what we get on the palate. Explodes with honey, fig, peaches, tangerine. I mean, I feel like I just squirted some honey on my tongue. And if you're not a big fan of honey, you won't like this wine, but I like it. And it could be that the cork was leaking, maybe ramped up that sweetness, but I still like this wine. I think it's fantastic. I just took a little taste before. I didn't really examine it closely, and I thought, well, this wine is okay. Liquefied peach and mango honey. That's what this is. And it's balanced. It's, again, not chlorine. More chlorine than the other two. Kind of sticks to the tongue. Could be because the cork was leaking. I'm not sure. The cork was not, you know, like sometimes if a cork's leaked for a long time, you end up getting that kind of moldy look on the cork. It didn't have that. This is a recent leakage of the cork. But it's like having dessert with your dinner and not have to feel guilty about the calories. Solid, good seamless crust palate, beautiful, delicious, definitely a 10 in the delicious category. A guy I used to watch used to say that all the time. I thought that was the coolest thing ever. 10, 8 in the delicious category. I like that saying, so I kind of stole it from somebody, but that's okay because almost everything we say was stolen at some time or another. Anyway, so I'm gonna go straight up A on that one. I would like to taste one that didn't have the cork leakage, but I think it would still be an A wine, no doubt about it. Very balanced, very delicious. Even a little bit of white pepper on the back of that one. So if you're thinking about a white wine for Thanksgiving, you're pretty safe with these wines. These are excellent wines. Of course, 37, 30, and 21. I think the $21 would be a good play. All in the A range as far as quality and according to my palate, my judgment of the wines. Remember, it's all about your palate. Hey, thanks for taking a little bit of time out of your day. Please subscribe to my channel. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the bell. You'll see when episodes are coming up. I really appreciate it. Follow me on Twitter at @StanTheWineMan or on Instagram, StanTheWineMan. You keep watching, and I'll keep helping you spend your wine dollars wisely.